Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today I want to talk to you about Tifa, and specifically how to build an Evasion Tifa team, what kind of things you're going to need to look for, what kind of stats, vision cards, espers, all of that stuff that you're going to need to make Tifa the Evasion punchy goddess that we all know, or at least all hope we know, that she can be. Let's get to it right now. Okay, so let's talk about Evasion Tifa, and before we get to that, I want to talk about the 3 things that you need to run an effective Evasion team. I think there's some new players, and I think there's players who just don't know this. You need 3 stats. You need Evasion, obviously, because it's an Evasion team. That's the one everybody understands. But you also need Agility and Luck. Both of those stats are very important for an Evasion team for getting those clutch dodges in so your team doesn't die. And I like to give this piece of advice to people running Evasion teams. If you're going to run Evade, run it. Don't half run an Evasion team. Don't sprinkle in a little Evasion on the side. I tend to believe that if you're going to run Evasion, just go for it. Run an Evasion team. So with that in mind, let's talk about building an Evasion team with Tifa on it and what kind of vision cards, espers, and team comps she's going to want to have. So you can see my Tifa is not quite ready yet, but literally she just dropped the day before yesterday. Some of y'all, though, are rushing her, so that's great, and I'm getting questions about, like, vision cards and espers and gear and all that stuff, so let's address that. Let's talk about what's actually good on her. One question, I'm going to start with vision cards. A question I get all the time is, like, do I really need her vision card? Can't I just substitute 2B's vision card onto her and be fine? Look, you kind of can, but I really don't recommend it. I really think you should go get Tifa's vision card, and here's why. First of all, let's look at Tifa's vision card. It gives agility on the card, and my card's not maxed yet. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna go max that card. There we go. Magic happened. The card is now maxed. But look, it gives agility on it. Agility is one of the stats you need to be a good Evasion unit, so I really like that. It gives wind unit strike attack up. This is one of the reasons Tifa is such a good partner with 2B, because they both have access to strike attack in their kits. Then it gives wind unit evasion up 10. Now, 10 is not a ton, right? 10 is not enough evasion that you're like, oh, cool, we're done. So it's not like the ultimate evasion card, but it's still good. It's still 10. Then it gives unit attack resist up 20. This is really, really good for your evasion units because a lot of the anti-evade moves, Holy, Sharpshoot, they're single target. So unit attack resist is a good way of living through 1 or 2 single target attacks so your evasion units get more chances to dodge later or take advantage of their time to kill the enemy. That's a big deal. You also really want this for Tifa for the limited bestowed effects. Now, any wind unit is going to get 20% attack up and another 5 evasion. This is really nice because with only 10 evasion on the party ability from the card, this other 5 does help supplement that a little bit. Then Tifa herself, you can see it's just Tifa, will get max HP up 10% and missile attack resist up 10. This missile attack resist plus the 20 unit attack resist is really good for surviving sharpshoots. And you guys know there's going to be a lot of Cloud Frederica teams running around. So a little bit of missile resist, a little bit of unit attack resistance can help you live through those Cloud Frederica missile teams that might be dancing around. Now, the question of like, what about just putting 2B's card on her? Let's address that by looking at 2B's card. This card has good stats on it. It does come with Spirit, which I like for helping to live through Holy. Then it has Luck up 35%. So here's that like second stat that you need for Evasion. You're getting the Evasion stat from Tifa's card. You're getting a lot of Luck from the Nier Automata card. You're also getting more Spirit to help live through some Holies, and you're getting critical damage up 25. That's just okay. Critical damage in this game, not the biggest deal ever, but it is still nice. Now, if Tifa was wearing this, she would get an additional 30% attack up. But Tifa's like base attack is not super high, so 30% attack is not like the biggest deal for her. It would be nice. It would be nice, but it's not necessarily the greatest. But importantly, she's missing out on this agility and slash attack resistance piercing rate that 2B can get. This card is 2B's card. It is meant to be worn on her, and if you have this card maxed out, I'm going to assume you have 2B. If you have 2B, you're going to be running 2B and Tifa together, so you want the card on 2B. Max out Tifa's card. Like, if you're going to invest your Vizior into Tifa, take the time during this event, get her card. If she's somebody you're going to use for a while, you're going to want that card. Now, what about the third card in this group? I think you have some interesting options here, depending on who your third unit is going to be. If you're using a magic-based third unit, right, then I think the option you want to go with is something like Black Rose of the Battlefield. This will give the agility buff to your group. That's the third stat you want for evasion units. That's really nice. So if you're running Black Rose Helena with these ladies, or you're running any unit that scales well off of magic, I do think Black Rose of the Battlefield is a nice vision card to boost your team's agility. If you want to look somewhere else to boost your agility, there is the Chocobo vision card down here in the MR category. This will give 10% agility to your group. It will give wind units, which is nice, charm resist up 20%. It's an evenly built card, like it's good for attack-based units or magic-based units. And it gives 10 defense to the person wearing it. So if you're mixing in like a tank to your Tifa 2B evasion team, you could throw this on them for that 10 defense. There you go. Now maybe you're running like Dario Tifa 2B. Your Chocobo gives Dario a little bit more defense, gives agility to your group, and you're a little bit more evading for that. Something to avoid that I think I've seen some people toss this idea around, and I do want to warn you about it, is don't run Odin with 2B's card. This unit attack resist right here does not stack with the unit attack resist from Tifa's card. So it might seem like this would be make you better against sharpshoots and holies. It actually does not, because it doesn't stack. So if you're not going to be able to run like Chocobo or Black Rose of the Battlefield, just run whatever vision card is best for your third unit, in my opinion. You could go for some more damage for your group to try and like, make sure you're killing people faster. Or if you're running something like a tank, you could sprinkle in Death Machine, which would give area attack resist up 20 to the group. So your wind units would then have 20 unit attack resist from Tifa's card, plus 20 area attack resist from Death Machine, which would be like a flat 20 resist regardless of the damage type, which again, when you're running evasion, if they can live through just one more attack, it's another chance for them to dodge next time or kill the enemy before they die. So I like Death Machine in these groups. Otherwise, just run whatever vision card is best for your third unit. I think if you're running both Tifa's vision card and you are running 2B's vision card, that should be enough evasion stats that your third vision card, if you can't go agility, you could go something else and be okay. But remember, I like to go for as much evasion as possible, but you got to know what your account has in it, so just keep that in mind. Okay, moving on. The most commonly asked question I've got is, what espers should I be leveling up on Tifa? Let's talk about that. You can see with mine, I'm starting straight away with Tetrasilphid. I think Tetrasilphid is Tifa's probably best esper. And let me show you why. If we go into Tetrasilphid's board, it just has what I think she wants. We're going to start with the stats though. 17 agility, 75 luck. Like, there's that agility that you want. Tetrasilphid is not a slow esper. She's bringing that agility that will make you faster. It'll make you evade more. You really, really like those things. Then if we go to her training board, you can see that it has really, really good stuff for Tifa. Obviously, I don't have it built for her right now, but when you do build it for her, check out all this evasion. You can get all the way up here, right? Evasion plus 5. That's 5, 10, 15, 19, 25 evasion on this VC. That's huge. Then it has wind attack up, so regardless of what damage type your wind character is using, wind attack up is really, really nice. Acquired AP up is always good as well. Earth Eater, if you're fighting some earth teams, then you can tell right now I have it set up for Lucia because it has missile attack and wind attack on it. So, I'll swap this missile attack over to the evasion when I rework it for Tifa. I think this is Tifa's best vision card. Now, it's unfortunately also probably my favorite vision card for 2B, but let's talk about a second one. If you're running 2B and Tifa together, I think Tetrasilphid on Tifa is the way to go. And then on 2B, I'm going to talk about Odin. I think Odin is just like about as good as it gets for physical damage dealers and also for evasion units. I know he does not come with evasion, but check out this sweet, sweet 20 agility and 80 luck. Those are really good stats for your evasion units. Then when you go to his board, he can also help boost your damage, regardless of what type of damage you're doing, because he has Maneater on his board right here. You can go down this line, get 25 Maneater for your squad. That's really nice, plus some attack. Then, although he does not have accuracy, although he doesn't have evasion, he does have some nice accuracy in case you're fighting other evasion teams. He has missile resist to help you live through some of those sharpshoots if you're running into those Frederica Cloud teams. And then, if you're running him on 2B, which I recommend, 2B does a lot of slashing damage, so you can go into some of these slash attack nodes as well. So I would recommend Odin on 2B and Tetrasilphid on your Tifa, or at least that's how I'm going to try and set it up the first time I run this team. If you don't have one of these two, there are other good espers that you can put on Tifa, and let's talk about them. Okay, here we go. Now, Tifa's main damage type is Strike, and we are desperately hurting for good Strike attack espers in this game, in my opinion. But let's start with our boy Malboro here. So Malboro is a good attack or Strike attack esper if you have the Resonance built up on him for Tifa. His agility is a little low at 14, but 78 luck is okay. So evasion stats, not the greatest, but when we go to his board, you will see that he is good for strike damage dealers. Let's zoom out here, and here you go. He has wind attack up, so that's really good for Tifa. She likes that wind attack. He also has strike attack up right here. It's not like as much as some of the UR espers would have on it, but wind attack plus strike attack plus magic resist. So remember, Holy, Black Rose Helena, these are people who can do a lot of damage to your evasion units. Mixing in some magic resist with your attack types with wind and strike, this is a pretty good esper for Tifa. And Malboro is kind of a slept on esper because strike has never really been like super prevalent in this game. Tifa might be bringing it to the forefront, so here you go with Malboro. Now, there is another one that's pretty good. Let's talk about it next, and that is going to be Lamia, in my opinion. Let's go find her. Where's Lamia? Now, my Lamia is not maxed out, so let me put a little graphic on the screen and then tell you about her stats. She has 13 agility at max level, which is pretty slow, and that's not ideal for evasion units. Then only 60 luck, which is, again, not ideal for evasion units, but it's her board that is particularly pretty good for Tifa, and we can go look at the training board here if we were to max her out. She has strike attack on there and strike attack over here. So double strike attack, really, really powerful striking attack esper. Then she also has strike resistance, which again, strike never really been that prevalent, but with some strike resist on her board, this is a pretty good alternative for you. If you're lacking some of the other espers, Lamia can probably get it done for you. Then she has some attack nodes right here to boost your attack, Ice Eater, Water Resist, you kind of see the rest of them there. I think this is a very offensively focused esper, not going to be helping you dodge as much as some of the other ones, but will really ramp up your strike attack and has some strike resist on it, so that is a pretty good option. Next up, though, let's talk about Zu. Zu just got its level 90. So let's put our boy Zu on the screen. And honestly, at max level, like, he does have more agility and luck than Lamia does, but his training board is really, really weak. Like, yeah, he has some strike attack down here, but it's only 10. He does have attack up nodes, but his level 99 nodes that unlock his HP up, I really don't like that. He doesn't have particularly good defenses on him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of magic resist. He's got some Earth Eater, but like, I just think his SR status really shows through on his board here, and I don't recommend Zu for Tifa unless you just have nothing else. So honestly, I would go in this order for Tifa's espers. I would go Tetrasylphid, that's my favorite, Odin number 2, Malboro and Lamia as like tied for third place, depending on kind of how you want to build out the rest of your squad. Now, let's talk about the third unit in this evasion squad. And it can really be anybody you want. I like to run maybe a tank here, like a Dario or somebody, and maybe hope for a lucky dodge or two on him, but build up his defenses, try and make him as tanky as you can. That would be kind of fun, but you can honestly run almost anything you want to as the third unit here. If we go to Wynn's roster and we look at it, like, are there any other evasion units on here that are any good? I kind of don't think so. You can run 120 Uldoa as an evasion unit, but I've tried it before. Good luck. If you're brave enough to do it, good luck. But I would actually recommend maybe bringing in a Gunner or a Ranger as your third unit, whether it's Lucia or Corwell, especially if you have Corwell all the way maxed out. Now, let me talk about why that is. It's because the TMR they can equip. If you have Nivlu maxed out, you have access to this TMR right here, the V-Clan Mask. The V-Clan Mask is a nice big AoE evasion rate buff for your team. One of Tifa's weaknesses is she does not bring her own evasion buff to the group, so you have to find it somewhere else. And a problem with her synergy with 2B is, if we go look at 2B, if you want 2B to bring an evasion buff to your group, she has to run Samurai Sub. By running Samurai Sub, she loses out on the Pugilist sub job, which is one of her highest damaging sub jobs. Like, 2B is a big threat a lot of times because she brings this strike damage to the team. So a way you can get an evasion buff to Tifa and to 2B without having 2B on Samurai is swap her over to Pugilist, use some kind of like missile unit in your group, run them as a third evasion unit if you want. Maybe they'll get reflex lucky or something like that. Maybe they'll catch a couple dodges, and run something like the V Clan mask on them for an evasion buff to your group. Alternatively, if you have Luelle at level 99, you have access to the Sage's Beret. This is a luck buff to the whole group that you can again have your third person bring in, cast on the group, send them forward to do their dodging while your missile unit stays back and tries to do damage to people. I actually think that might be one of the most commonly seen combos, is like Corwell. Our boy Corwell coming out with Tifa and 2B. I think that's a good option, especially if you did invest into Corwell. And again, alternatively, if you want to run like a mage in this position, or maybe like Ayaka, somebody that scales off of magic, if you have a magic scaling unit that you can have run Black Rose of the Battlefield, this is going to be that agility buff that your group will really want a lot. So keep that in mind. I think that is really valuable. And Ayaka at 120, with her like defense pin buff on one of these units plus the lifesteal, like that could be a really powerful combo as well. But I really think this third slot is very, very versatile. I know some people used to run like Evasion Warrior of Light. I don't think that works in this context because he's not getting any of the buffs from these two very wind specific vision cards. And I do think if you can find a wind unit to stick into this group, they will get the advantage of those cards. Now, I do want to mention there are, if you just need more damage, a potentially really good option here, I'm sort of just rambling a little bit, is Tetrasilphid. So Tetrasilphid is going to give wind attack up to the group. That could be really, really nice if you don't have any of those other options. But play around with this third slot. Like, I will show off some team comps with Tifa and 2B once I get her built up and start using her, but I'm just not there yet. I did, however, want to address the questions I've been getting with this video while I could. So there's the vision card and Esper setup. Gear-wise, I mean, stack agility as much as you can, right? That's the way. You're going to want to run some evasion stuff, so either Ribbon +5 or Sage's Hat is going to be the way to go. So there you go, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope this answers the vision card and Esper question that I've been getting, and let me know if you're already running Tifa and 2B or Tifa plus any other things. Let me know what those are in the comments, and if I see something really cool, I might pin it so other people can check it out. All right, y'all. That's the video for today. I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.